That's right, it is time for More Shocking American History by Bill Coate. I'm really enjoying this because I've had this book forever and I've never had an opportunity to read it until now. So thank you for indulging and joining me on this. So, Benjamin Franklin was indeed a giant among America's founding fathers. Every school child knows of his scientific curiosity, his diplomatic skills, and his journalistic prowess. They also know of Franklin's huge storehouse of common sense, like early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Indeed, readers the world over know. Oh, that's weird how they put that. Indeed, readers the world over know of Franklin's wit and wisdom, but few have ever heard his guile, and how one time he tricked a company of soldiers into attending religious service during the French and Indian War. Okay, so many things wrong with that right there. Indian War? What year is this book? I think we need an update, because I don't remember India and the French going to war in 1756. I could be wrong. 2007. Wow. And tricking your soldiers into going to church if they don't want to? Okay. The year was 1756, and the French had defeated British General Braddock and sent George Washington scampering home after 2 horses shot out from under him and 4 bullet holes put in his coat. To counter the French threat in the Ohio River, the Pennsylvania Assembly commissioned Benjamin Franklin as colonel of the militia and placed him in charge of 500 men. His job was to construct a series of defensive forts along the Ohio River. Things went quite well for Franklin. He had peacefully camped at Lehigh Gap and enjoying dinner on the ample provisions his wife Deborah had sent to him, but then in time, trouble raised its ugly head. The difficulty lay with Franklin's chaplain. He couldn't convince the rowdy frontiersmen to attend Sunday worship service. Well, you know what? I wouldn't go. Colonel Franklin, although he had no strong feelings one way or the other about the divine services, thought it best to maintain discipline within the ranks, so he ordered the troops to go to church. Alas, not even the likes of Benjamin Franklin could convince the militiamen to tend to the matters of spiritual on the Lord's Day. Spiritual? Religion? I think those are 2 different things. It would take more than a lightning rod to make the men listen to Sunday's sermon, so the colonel dipped deeply into his haversack of ideas and came up with a surefire winner. The next Sunday, every man in Franklin's contingent showed up for worship. Every man dutifully partook of his share of the service. Commenting on the sudden turn of events, Ben recorded in his diary, "Never were prayers more generally and punctually attended." And to what explanation did Franklin lay this charge in military behavior? Booze! That's right, booze. When he found out that it was going to take a great movement of the spirit to move the men to worship, Franklin turned to spirits. Franklin assigned to the militia's chaplain the task of doling out the daily allowance of rum, and he ordered him to withhold the libation on Sundays just until after worship. Thus, it was that the chaplain in charge of the keg and the timing of the distribution of its contents, observation of divine services never suffered again, thanks to the ingenuity of Benjamin Franklin, the willingness of the clergymen, and the thirst of the soldiers. Okay, so if you want to go to church, get people drunk first. That's what I got from this. Anyway, thank you so much. More Shocking Secrets, American History, Bill Coate.